Hi, this week I've been working on a new card called Summaries. If you know about programming, it's called reduce or fold left in different programming languages. The idea is to expand on something that was already possible, but to a limit and to add new capabilities. So for example, here I have a table with some dates and some numbers. They are home and away goals for soccer matches, but they could be like COVID cases or something like that. So I have the cases per date, and I can calculate the total, like the sum of all the goals for home and away, by dragging it to the summarize section on the query and selecting sum. So now I have a new section here, a summary, and it's a total, which was already available. But what happens if I don't have the summary I need here, or I want to calculate a rolling summary? That is the value for each row up until that point. So here I have the chart for the goals per day, and I want to calculate the rolling summary of the goals. So that's when this new card comes in. It's called Summarize, and it's the most complex card in Instadeq right now, but it's the most powerful too. You can do many things. So the first thing, it's like any other. You just say which columns you want to start with, and this card will basically enrich the inputs with some extra columns. So if I want to calculate the rolling sum of home goals, I have to add a new init value, and it will add it in these three sections. First, we have to specify the initial value before doing the calculations. By default, it's 0. It's okay for us rolling sum, but it can be anything. This is a formula. So you can put whatever, but you cannot, it has to be a static value. You cannot put like a calculated field. You cannot put an input. You cannot put input fields from other steps in the summary. So it has to be static. We can rename it home goal sum, and this will refactor. Let's say I will rename it in all the stages. So we first initialize the state, then we calculate the next value. So the next value for home goal sum right now is the current home goal sum, which is like the input. So it will be 0 forever. But we have a formula editor, so we will say that the next value is the current value plus the value of the home goals on that row. So now we can see it's 0, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically it's adding the current sum plus the value of this column at that particular row. So now we have the home goal sum, and we can create a chart, and we can say that we want to chart home goal sum by date. And now we have the rolling sum. Not only that, but at the end it will give me the last value for that, and this is where this last section enters. We can do something at the end after the calculation. So for example, I can add only at the end multiply it by 10, for example. But for example, if I had two states, count and sum, and I can calculate the average at the end. If I don't want to have the rolling average, I can just calculate it at the end. And since it's the output for the summary section, I can rename it because it may mean something else. I can call it result, for example. It won't affect the name of the rolling column. It will be only for the summary result. We can do the same for away goals. We just drag away goals, add a new state variable. I call it away goal sum. It adds its as inputs and in all the sections, and here I do the same as before. I will just add, and I will drag the away goals. And now we have both in the summary section, and we have both columns. So now I have the rolling goal sum for home goals and away goals, and we can chart them and compare them. So this was the reduce or summarize card. Also, something I forgot to mention, like with when dragging things to the initial value, it will revert it and let you know that you cannot do that. If you drag input fields from different sections. In this case, it knows, and let me fix this. So for example here, if I drag the current value to the result section, which doesn't make sense because current is for each row, it will fix it automatically. So I will now drag current away equals sum to this last home, and it will change to away equals sum, but will stay as last because it knows that it cannot use the current one. So, and it will tell you like you can only use the last summary fields on the result section, and that we fixed. We think you mean last. So you can drag across, but they will get fixed. So I can do the same here. Now those are not draggles, so I can do the same here. So the idea is that you cannot either, if we understand your intention, we will fix it and let you know that we fixed it, so that you learn the rules, or we will revert it and let you know that you cannot do that. But we will always let you know what's possible and what's not. So this was the summarize card and for rolling summaries and for more advanced summary calculations on Instadeq. And if you have any feedback, just let me know. Bye.